Yeah, good evening and welcome to the Game Day phone in on talkSPORT. I'm your host, Jermaine Defoe. Alongside me today, Chelsea super fan Rory Jennings is alongside me. Thank God, Cundy is not here. He's watching Chelsea play right now. Let's waste no time. Let's get to this evening's two massive Premier League games. First to the Emirates, Arsenal versus Everton in front of talkSPORT's Ollie Klink.
4 minutes gone, Arsenal 0, Everton 0, no clear-cut chances as of yet. The Gunners could move 10 points clear at the top ahead of Man City's trip to West Ham later. Live on talkSPORT, Havertz, Madueke and Calafiori all start for them today. There's no Tarkowski or Brunthwaite in the squad for Everton, who are looking for their third win on the spin. Early stages at the Emirates, Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
Yeah, let's also check him, Ian Abrahams. He's watching Chelsea versus Newcastle, Stamford Bridge.
4 gone, Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0. Chelsea have made a better start, having more of the ball, though neither goalkeeper has been tested as yet. Sanchez in the Chelsea goal today. Jorgensen has not even been dropped. He's got a groin problem, so he's not even on the bench. The youngster Simkin is on the bench, and Aaron Ramsdale in goal for Newcastle. Snarley not playing. He's ill. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, we're back to them for all the big moments. Remember, following us from 7:30, live and exclusive coverage, West Ham versus Man City. This show by the fans, for the fans. Get calling right now, 03717 22 33 In the EFL, Coventry, Middlesbrough, Millwall in the race for promotion. 2 lost, none of them won. Millwall fans, how you feeling? Elsewhere, Leicester, they lost again. West Brom, they finally won. And just 1 goal in the Premier League is Brighton beat Sunderland, goalless between Burnley and Bournemouth. Loads to talk about. We're going to talk about Spurs as well. We're going to talk about tomorrow's games. Massive day of Premier League action happening right now. 03717 22 33 Rory, how are you, matey?
Yes, sir. Very well, very well. I've got to say before we go any further, Jamie, I've been loving the Sports Bar.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that the Sports Bar is the best show around at the moment. It's an appointment to view. Every single time Tottenham play, the result of the game becomes incidental. It immediately becomes, what on earth is Cundy going to do to O'Hara next?
Let me tell you, it's not fun viewing for me.
I love it.
I'm sitting there and I'm in bits.
I love it.
And, it has become great. And fair play to Cundy because he knows how to wind me up. And it is genuine. But, yeah, I've got people coming out of the woodwork messaging me who I've not spoke to for years and said, oh, my God, the Sports Bar's unbelievable. I went, me and Cundy have been doing this for 2 years, right? But it feels like all of a sudden...
But it's become the appointment to view. It's become like, when I was a kid, you used to revolve your Christmas Day around the EastEnders or whatever. That kind of doesn't exist anymore. You don't have to be somewhere because we can watch everything on demand. Because of the Sports Bar, for the first time in my life for ages, I now have to be somewhere.
Yeah.
The second that the Sports Bar starts, the second that you hear the Oasis song play, you're like, oh, here we go. This is going to be brilliant.
I know where that mask is going to end up, though.
Yeah, I can imagine a few places. And
that mask is doing the rounds. I've seen he's wearing it in the Redwood the other day. What's going on here? He's got a mask on everywhere. I'll tell you what, I've been ill for a couple of days, and I'm like, get away from it. Next thing, I'm seeing messages come through, pictures. Cundy's got a mask on. You had a picture.
I had a go on it. Yeah,
I mean, what's going on here? It's on tour.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'll tell you what, it's just going to get worse because Tottenham's form.
Oh, mate, don't.
Every single time you get beat, it's just going to go bigger and bigger and bigger.
Don't. Rory, I said the other day, if Igor Tudor's in charge, if he carries on as manager, I'm not going to watch Spurs again. I ain't watching Spurs tomorrow.
You're not.
I'm not watching.
Do you know Tottenham have become?
I refuse to watch it.
Tottenham have become like the team that I watch the most now. It's become the team that I can't miss. I know your fixtures inside out. I'm like, right, I need to be available to watch Tottenham. There are some things in life that you just have to watch. I don't know, I've heard about people having to Beatlemania. When the Beatles played on top of the Apple building on Regent Street, you had to be there. When the Berlin Wall came down, you have to be there. When Tottenham play these days, when they're going to concede goal after goal after goal, you just have to be there. So I will be there, glued to the telly, and then the Sports Bar straight after.
I can't believe he's still in charge, Rory. I can't believe he's still in charge.
But he's only had 3 Premier League games.
No, I know, but it's not the point though. It's the manner of the way he's dealt with the team, the way he's set up. We've got worse under him. You're asking for a manager to come in and change things. And listen, we've got some injuries and we've had some bad luck. I get that. But he has buried this team. He's an absolute fraud, mate. He's an absolute fraud.
Do you think they can sack him, though, after, 4 Premier League games?
He's gone after tomorrow.
If it goes wrong.
No, yeah. And obviously, if we
I like that you don't even think there's any jeopardy in the.
No, he's gone. He's gone. We're gonna get pumped by Liverpool, and he's gone. 100%, he's gone. He's an absolute fraud, mate. I can't believe he brought him in.
Do you have any idea from there? Do you Do you know what you want to happen? Like, say it goes as you think. Liverpool end up scoring 4. Igor Tudor's sacked either on the spot or the next morning. What on earth do Tottenham do from that moment?
Well, you either... the Harry Redknapp one's over, right? That was one that I thought genuinely would have been a right idea, or someone affiliated to the club. I think they've got to go with a manager, get someone permanent. I know they want to get Pochettino, but I just don't think you can... I think you've got to be very careful in terms of waiting for Pochettino, because things might change in the summer. You know, and he might go to a bigger club. He might go to a better club. He might be in a better position. He might win a World Cup. You just don't know.
The thing is,
and the problem is you can't get someone in who's an interim manager. You can't get someone in now to the end of the season who is actually really going to be someone that you'd want to kind of stay on, because it's desperate measures. Right, you go and get Sean Dyche, right? He might do a good job. He might keep you up. But he's not manager you want next season for Tottenham, right?
No.
So,
but you're not going to get somebody, because there's also a chance that they're going to take a job and they're going to end up playing in the Championship.
Of course. I think, look, De Zerbi. There's been a lot of talk about Roberto De Zerbi. I think he would take the job now. I think you could get him on a proper contract. I think he'd be a manager that people would get behind. And I think if we went down, he would probably suffer it and go, all right, I'll do a season and get us back up. Do you know?
I want it to be.
I wouldn't wait for Pochettino in the predicament that we're in.
I really want Tottenham to get Harry Redknapp. I think football's a better place with Harry Redknapp in it. Harry Redknapp, 60 years with football knowledge.
It's just not going to happen. But the thing is this manager, the Tudor's come in, Rory, right? And he buried the players. These players are so weak mentally. They're so fragile in the way that they are as players at the minute. He was the last thing that we needed. You needed someone to go in there and actually give them a bit of belief, bit of hope, bit of drive, bit of passion. You know, and this guy's done the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So, people, I see Wayne Rooney talking the other day, Rory, saying like, oh, you should get Roy Keane in there. Like, give him a kick up the... I'm like, that ain't what they need. They don't need that right now. No. They need love. They're in a terrible spot. They're in a terrible spot, this team. And they need someone to go in there and actually kind of give them a bit of confidence, a bit of belief. And this manager ain't doing it. No. They got to find someone.
So it's amazing that it's come to this. Do you think you're going to stay up?
At this moment in time, there's no evidence of us staying up. I think we're going down. It depends what happens after the Liverpool game. If Igor Tudor's the manager, if he stays on as the manager, we will get relegated.
Well, fingers crossed he stays. And, Jason Cundy's been talking. He's seen the signs.
Cundy don't want us to go down.
He's seen encouraging signs. Oh, no, he's mad. Because do you know what my dream is? Do you know how I genuinely hope this season ends? I could even accept Arsenal winning the league if this happens. We could relegate you. The penultimate game of the season, you come to Stamford Bridge, and I see that as bigger than a trophy. If you offer me win the FA Cup or relegate Tottenham.
Do you want to relegate Tottenham?
More than anything.
Do you?
More than anything. And more than anything in any part of my life. Not only my football fandom, in any part of my life. If you could offer, I would even accept, and I can't tell you how desperate I am for Arsenal not to win the league. I'm supporting Everton here, right? It's a grand old team to play for and all that, right? That's me right now watching this Everton game. I really don't want Arsenal to win the league, but if you said to me, Arsenal win the league and you relegate Tottenham, I take it. Imagine relegating Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. We'd sing about it for 100 years. It would be.
I think you actually would.
It would be historic. It would be better than winning a cup. It would be one of the best things that's ever happened. I've always been very jealous of Arsenal. Over the.
Do you know what? I was looking forward to doing the show with you. I want to take all of that back. Actually,
do you know what it is, though, Jamie? Over the years, right, Arsenal fans, they make a big deal, and they're right to, of where they've won the league. They've won the league twice at White Hart Lane. They sing about winning the league at Old Trafford. Obviously, they won the league. I know it wasn't a Premier League, but they won the league in the most glorious circumstances possible at Anfield. We haven't had it quite so good. We've had great moments, but we haven't had it quite so good. I think relegating Tottenham at home is better than anything else. That would just be football. Of course it is. Relegating Tottenham, sending Tottenham to the Championship. It's a once-in-a-generation thing. Tottenham have only spent one season out of the top flight since 1950. It's a once-in-a-generation thing. This isn't like a once-in-a-lifetime. This is generational brilliance.
Oh, mate, shut up.
We relegate Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. I think we build a statue. Whoever scores the winner that day, build a statue of it. We relegated Tottenham that day. It's sensational.
It's gonna make me feel sick.
Anyway. It's sensational. Come on, I hope we could do a show together very soon. Me, you, and Cundy.
No, absolutely not.
I'm turning up.
There's no way I'm doing a show.
Invite myself into a sports bar.
There's no way.
I'm just going to turn up. I've got a pass. I can get in the building.
With you and Cundy.
I'm just going to turn up. I'll turn up at half 10.
If Chelsea relegate us, that game...
I'm friends with Ryan, your producer. I can just turn up. You can't stop me.
I think I'll have to just disappear.
Mate, I'm a free man. I do my own thing. I will turn up to a sports bar the day that we relegate Tottenham. Me, Cundy and you.
If you walked in here unannounced, yeah? there will be serious problems for you, my boy.
We're high up and all.
Look, let's just talk about the games that have happened today. Obviously, Burnley, Bournemouth. It's worth touching. I mean, there weren't much on it. Sunderland, Brighton. Brighton won 1-0. It's a big result for them, actually, Brighton, because they needed a result. Sunderland have done really well. They got a goal disallowed, but they'll probably be a bit gutted that they've lost at home.
I think they will, but ultimately, what Sunderland's objective was this season was to survive. And the fact that they're sitting in mid-table, they will not be relegated. They've already hit the 40-point barrier.
Yeah.
It's an amazing season from them.
Yeah.
It's an amazing season. They've achieved exactly what they needed to do. I think they can be very proud. Look, today could have gone a little bit better, and you are right. They probably should have got something out of the game. Losing at home to Brighton isn't what Sunderland should ever be doing. But it's job done for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an amazing season.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just the magic marker, right? 40 points.
Exactly.
They've done it, 30 games, 40 points, buzzing. They can't.
And a big result for Brighton as well, because it's not going to happen now. But there was a time fairly recently where I thought that Brighton could have got dragged into the relegation battle. They were looking just a little bit shaky, but Brighton have now hit the 40-point barrier today as well with that win.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like Brighton and Sunderland, it's job done.
Yeah. And just on the Championship, Coventry, they got beat. It's all to play for there. Middlesbrough drew. Millwall. Millwall, what are they doing? They threw it away. They had a man sent off, 10 men. They're winning 1-0, lose 2-1. Yeah. That absolutely kills them because they were flying. I mean, they were up for, automatic promotion.
Yeah, it's still look, automatic could be a little bit beyond them now. But they will secure a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, you don't want to be going to the Den, do you? Second leg at the Den.
No.
They fancy them getting to Wembley. If they do get to Wembley, anything can happen. Do you want to see Millwall in the Premier League?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I've got a massive family who are big Millwall fans.
Right.
But this is what I worry about with Millwall, right? That loss today is I've seen it so many times before. It gets to the end of the season, and normally, look, they've done way better than what they normally do. They're normally around 6th or 7th, right? Or they're fighting to get in there, and it gets to the last 5 or 6 games, and they end up blowing it, and they do it every season. And I thought, this season it looks like it's going to be different. But that one there, I go, oh, come on, lads, don't mess it up again.
It's just a blip. Look, you are right, and I can see why you're suggesting caution is needed. But it's how they bounce back now. They've had some great wins. They've been playing really well. They've been like one of the form teams of the division. So yeah, bad result today. Let's see how they go. It's a shame for them that Wrexham won. They could have done with Wrexham not winning yesterday in that all Welsh tie.
Wrexham on fire, mate.
Yeah, they are.
The story's unbelievable.
Yeah,
you having that story?
Nah. Not at all.
What do you mean?
I have a lot of respect for Wrexham, the club, what they represent, the history of Wrexham, the racecourse and all that. But no, this Hollywood play thing, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't want them to come up. I thought I've no interest in Ryan Reynolds being anywhere near.
You're horrible, aren't you?
No, I'm a football traditionalist, and the idea of a football club, a proud institution like Wrexham, being utilised to become some sort of Hollywood plaything does not chime with the way I see football at all. You? You're on board, aren't you? Do you want a selfie with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds?
No, I don't care. But it's like I like what they've done. They've come from the National League, right? They've supported the club. They've put money in. They put their money where their mouth is. They've made it a story. All right, yeah, it can be a bit of a circus, but the Wrexham are a big football club, and I think they've done amazing stuff. Parkinson in there's done a brilliant job.
Yeah,
and I think they've put their club on the map. They put them back on the map. And all right, yeah, there's a bit of stuff that goes with it, but isn't that what Is that what you want?
No, I don't.
Isn't that what you want? Owners are back.
Sorry, that's so unprofessional. Isn't it? I'm not supposed to do that at all. That's exactly what I'm not supposed to do. I'm very sorry to everybody. That's it. See, that's what you don't get with Cundy. Cundy, the consummate professional.
No, he's not.
Me, Everton have a half chance, and I've suddenly gone mad. Sorry about that.
This wasn't even your team.
No, it was Everton.
Oh, we're going to get back to that.
It's happened again. I'm so sorry.
Come on, let's go to the Moose.
Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0. Chelsea have had 3 good chances if Rory wants to keep an eye on his team. Fafana's header over. Cole Palmer, the best of them, shot with the outside of his left foot from 15 yards out, went wide. And then an Enzo Fernandez shot which struck Palmer in the face as it was going goalwards. Nothing much from Newcastle. Sounds like Rory's become an Everton fan. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, we've got to go to Ollie Clean because there's big moments. Ollie.
Oh my word, Arsenal nil, Everton nil, but how close can Everton get within a matter of moments? Both moments coming for Dwight McNeil, the first across from the left-hand side from Njai. It came to Dwight McNeil at the back post, he drove it a goal, and Raya pulled off a brilliant save, and then McNeil picks it up midway through the Arsenal half, drives to the edge of the box, and then curls a brilliant effort towards the top left-hand corner, and it cannons back off the post, and eventually wide. Everton so close to going in front here. It's been all Arsenal before that, but it just shows you've got to be careful in these situations. 18 minutes gone, Arsenal nil, Everton nil.
There's a goal at Stamford Bridge. Ian Abrahams.
Chelsea nil, Newcastle 1 against the run of play. I told you it'd been all Chelsea, but Newcastle playing the ball out from the back. It's just one straight long pass through the middle. It really is awful defending from Chelsea. And when Murphy legs the ball off, there is Anthony Gordon literally to walk the ball home from 3 yards out. Chelsea's defence parted like the proverbial Red Sea, and Gordon couldn't miss. Chelsea nil, Newcastle 1.
Up the Chels! Up the Chels! Come on, Rory!
I know, it's a sickener. It's a real sickener. Anthony Gordon's put Newcastle United 1-0 up.
So you've got straight to flack for Cundy today, mate.
It's gone straight through the middle. Like, our defence, so many times we're going to sound like a broken record here. Just a complete lack of defence, a complete lack of leadership. So easy for Newcastle to go through there. You know,
shambles.
Yes, shambles. It's a shambles at the back because we have such average defenders.
All right, get your calls in. Loads to talk about. You want to have your say in any of today's action. 03 717 22 33
On this week's Inside Liverpool, winger Jermaine Pennant gave some of his own stats on Slot after hearing about the Dutchman winning 62 of those 100 in charge.
We've lost to Galatasaray twice without scoring a goal. They finished 20th in the league phase. We've lost both to Man City and Man United at Anfield. We've lost 4-1 to PSV. Then the next game after that, 3-0 to Forest at home, both games at Anfield. We failed to beat Leeds twice this season. We failed to beat all three promoted teams at Anfield. We've lost 3 times to Crystal Palace this season. Lost to Wolves, Brentford and Bournemouth away. Now, I don't know who you blame for that. I don't know if you blame the players or the manager, but hearing that is absolutely shocking. As current Premier League champions, that is dreadful.
Jermaine Pennant there on Inside Reds. And if you want to watch the latest Inside series, all the episodes are available on talkSPORT's YouTube channel. That's all thanks to BetMGM 18+, begambleaware.org.
Inside Series on talkSPORT with BetMGM. Watch the latest Inside Series episode live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel now. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Are those fair stats for Jermaine Pennant to use in his argument against Arne Slot?
Well, they are facts, aren't they? So, and it depends on the standard which you judge Liverpool by, and you know them standards have certainly dropped a long way below what was set last season.
You know, your history. It's enough to make
That's me
your heart
today, that.
go.
Yeah, good evening. You are listening to the GameDay phone on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine and Rory Jennings. The song you're hearing is a grand old team. Everton songs. Rory's singing that because he's hoping that Arsenal fall. Oh, I nearly had a penalty there. We'll get back to Ollie Clink and Ian Abrahams. But let's take a look at the latest odds in the 2 5:30 games. All thanks to Betfair.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this weekend. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18 plus gambleware.org.
Yeah, Arsenal-Everton is 0-0. Arsenal to win is 11-4 on. The draw is 16-5. Everton to win is 9-1. They're playing well. And it's also Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. Chelsea to win is 6-4. The draw is 5-2. Newcastle to win is 11-8. That's all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus gambleware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this weekend. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18 plus gambleware.org.
Right, we're going to take some calls in just a minute. But actually, I'm going to go to Joe, who's a Millwall fan. Let's get him on. All right, Joe?
Jamie, how are you?
I'm all right, Joe. How are you?
Gutted.
Oh, mate, what happened?
Oh, James, it was a terrible first half. Two poor teams. We were struggling. We was sort of like lead boots first half. Second half we came out, changed the formation, went 3-5-2, all over them. Scored a great goal from the substitute, and then all of a sudden 5 minutes later we get a player sent off, which was never a sending off for a last man apparently. But I was up the other end, so you can't see it properly. But the officials, Jamie, week in, week out, there's definitely a conspiracy against Millwall because of our reputation. And these guys are morons, mate. Absolute morons. They wouldn't get, to me, I wouldn't pay them £50 at Hackney Marshes. They are that bad.
Do you really believe that there's a conspiracy, though, against Millwall? Like, I just don't think that can be the case, Joe.
James, I am a sportsman for a living, right? I play sport for a living.
Right.
I've done it all my life, right? And the thing is,
What
I'm
sport?
a fair man. I'm a golfer. I'm a golf pro.
All
But
right.
anyway, besides the point, if you call it a sport, I'm all in for it, right? But the thing, I coach now. But the thing is about it, James, is I've been going Millwall all my life, and I think I see it week in, week out, that there's definitely a conspiracy because of our name. And the other thing is one more point, James. Alex Neil has done an unbelievable job this year.
Yes, yeah.
Right, he got it wrong today. He got it wrong. When we go 10 man down, you don't keep two strikers up top, do you?
No.
Right, there. And he kept two strikers up top for about 15 minutes, and especially they score a goal, they're on the ascendancy, and then the writing's on the wall. Because Blackburn, as good as their sponsors, the old chicken.
So when you went there, so who got sent off? Sorry, who got sent off? Was this centre half?
Sturge. No, Sturge left.
Right. So what do you mean he kept two up front?
He kept two up front.
So what formation did you play?
Formation. We started off 4-4. Sorry, we started off 4-4-1-1. And then we went to 3-5-2 to try to stranglehold them and get them back on the
so
back
what you went?
foot.
So then you played 3-4-2.
Right. No, yes, and then when the player went off, he should have changed the formation and took a striker off.
Yeah.
He kept the two strikers on, and I don't know why he's done it, James.
Well, he's obviously probably thinking we can win the game still.
Joe, Jamie was saying.
He did, obviously.
Yeah, Joe, Jamie was saying beforehand that he's slightly concerned because we're unsure about how resilient this Millwall side are going to be. You know, it's been going very well. It's a bad result today. How you bounce back from that will determine what happens for the rest of the season.
Do you know what, mate? Sorry, I don't know your name. I'm really
Rory.
You're really good at what you...
That's
Rory,
very kind of you, sir.
Great voice, mate, for radio. Really good. Anyway.
He's got a face for it and all.
No, Jamie, you're all right. I know apart. I won't mention Cundy because I thought that was brilliant the other day, mate. I'm really sorry. Yeah, but I know you wanted to call him more than that, and that begins with C. But anyway, besides the point, you know. But
do you genuinely think Millwall can get it? Can they get it done?
Yes, I do. And I'll tell you why. We've had they talk about Tottenham have had loads of injuries. We've had 85% of our players out most of the season. Work that one. It would be brilliant. The recruitment's been great. They've been absolutely fantastic, and we'll definitely get the playoffs. And I think I know I'm always an half full person, I'm not half empty, half full, but I believe that we can get in automatics as well, yes.
Well, that's right, yeah.
We've got 2 cup finals. We've got 2 cup finals coming up, James. And by the way, I do remember you playing for Millwall, and you was a good player for us,
Yeah,
mate.
back in the day, yeah. When I was a young kid, yeah. Remember that? I loved it.
Yeah. So there you go, mate. I was there, and Harry Kane, I was there watching him play for us.
Yeah.
Never thought he'd do what he's done, ever. Not in a million years.
I know.
After seeing Teddy and that, you know what I mean? But anyway, it was, it's such a shame. But Blackburn have got the voodoo on us, mate.
Yeah, they've done you loads, yeah. I see Adrian Durham was listening to him.
Yeah,
just can't seem to get a result against them. All right, Joe, listen, mate, thanks for your call. I want to hear more from some EFL fans, if you can get involved in the show. Loads to go at because there hasn't been much Premier League action. Obviously, only Burnley, Bournemouth, Sunderland, Brighton have played. We've got the 2 5:30s. Currently 0-0 between Arsenal and Everton. It's still 1-0 to Newcastle against Chelsea. We'll get to them just after the break. 03 717 22 3344.
Tottenham Hotspur have delayed season ticket renewals, which normally open by the 15th of March until the end of the season. A statement read this to season ticket holders yesterday. We recognise the seriousness of the current league position and following discussions with our fan advisory board and the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust, we can confirm the renewal window for 2026-27 will now remain open for an extended period until Sunday, the 7th of June. And this is because, of course, the relegation is a real threat now, and even the club are recognising that that could be a possibility. This comes as talkSPORT understands that Igor Tudor has already alienated much of the Spurs squad. His treatment of goalkeeper Antonin Kinski during Tuesday night's hammering at Atletico Madrid did not go down with the dressing room. First of all, Crook, why don't you tell us, because you're the inside man here, what you understand the state of play to be?
I think a lot of the senior Spurs players, if you like, already have big reservations about Igor Tudor and his man management, and those were only exasperated by what happened with Kinski. I thought it was quite pointed. Jed Spence was also not acknowledged by his manager when he went off and came back and made a very public display of shaking his hand. So I think this is an appointment that is unravelling very quickly. I believe that conversations have taken place already between Spurs and potential other managers. Sean Dyche has been mentioned in the last 72 hours or so, but I think he would want a long-term contract, not a deal until the end of the season. There was even talk of Ange Postecoglou possibly being asked to return. I don't think, having made inquiries this morning, that will happen. Ryan Mason as another interim for the third time, it is a possibility.
You're listening to the Game Day phone in. Me, Jermaine Hart, and former EastEnders Rory Jennings. 2 huge games ongoing in the Premier League. Let's check in with them now. Starting Arsenal versus Everton. Ollie Glick.
Half an hour gone, Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Everton coming forward once again with another good chance. This time Kiernan Dewsbury Hall picking the ball up on the edge of the box. He drove a shot towards the right-hand corner and David Raya pulled off a really good save, diving down to his left-hand side. They're carrying a real attacking threat so far, Everton, as Arsenal come forward once again with Declan Rice. Up the other end, Arsenal wanted a penalty just now. Brilliant ball through from Eberechi Eze, finding Havertz in behind. Michael Keane tried to go shoulder to shoulder. Havertz went tumbling, but it would have been really harsh, in my opinion. Instantly waved away by the referee, Andy Madley. Good game this so far. 33 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
OK, let's get over to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea versus Newcastle. Ian Abrahams.
33 gone here as well. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. Anthony Gordon's goal in 18 minutes separated the two sides. Chelsea's defence not helping themselves, parted like the Red Sea as Willock went through and then just laid it off to Gordon to roll into an empty net. They've had 2 bookings as well, which hasn't helped their discipline in terms of Malo Gusto and Moises Caicedo. And passing around the edge of the penalty area, the crowd here getting frustrated. They want Chelsea players to shoot rather than just continually pass sideways, which is what they want to do. It's currently Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1.
OK, reminder of today's 3 p.m. Premier League results as well. Burnley 0-0 with Bournemouth. Sunderland, they got beat 1-0 by Brighton. Loads to go out there. We're going to be talking Spurs, EFL as well. 03717 22 33 is the game day phone in on talkSPORT. Right, let's go to Dan. He's a Cheltenham fan. All right, Dan?
Evening, gents. You okay?
I'm all right, mate. You know the races is over.
Yeah, well, we was at the races today, mate, for sure. I just wanted to ring up and just give praise to our manager, Steve Cottrell.
Yeah, go on.
He came in October. We were bottom of the EFL. We started the season really bad. We got hammered 5-0 at MK Dons, 7-1 at Grimsby. You know, I follow Cheltenham up and down the motorway every week. But he's come in. We've won today at one of the most informed teams in English football. Shrewsbury, and we're 12 points clear of the drop. And the good thing is we've just been taken over by Mike Garlick as well. So, you know, the future's bright for Cheltenham. But
Steve Cottrell is a good manager, right? I mean, you know, you got yourself a top manager there, really, when you think about it.
Well, he got us in the Football League 27 years ago. He's Cheltenham through and through. He's obviously gone on to have a great career. He's come back home, and I believe without the takeover, he wouldn't have come back home because he wouldn't have wanted to ruin his legacy.
Yeah.
But it was important for us to stay in the EFL this season, and he's done an unbelievable job to keep us to put us 12 points clear.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Dan, well, listen, mate, thanks for your call. It's nice to hear from other fans. Obviously, not loads of Premier League football happening, apart from the 5:30s that are going on right now. Let's go to David, though. He's a Spurs fan. All right, Dave?
Hiya, how are you, gents?
I'm all right, Dave. How you feeling?
Jamie, yeah, good, wonderful. Jamie, I've listened to you for the last few weeks. Yeah. 100% agree with everything you've said, and I really mean it. There's a few points I want to add, and they are... This guy Tudor, we all know how useless this fella is. If he stays, without a doubt, we'll get relegated. But yeah. I also think that whatever manager comes in, Jamie, I'm not sure they're going to get a tune out of this side. I don't think this side are capable and good enough. I've looked closely at the fixtures. I don't think we're going to win another game. I really don't. I don't think we're good enough to win another game.
You say we're not good enough, though, Dave, right? Listen, we're not good enough to get European football. We're not good enough. Like, that's where I see Tottenham. That's this team's not good enough. They're not.
Listen,
they're better than what they're showing, though, Dave. This team shouldn't go down. Come on, you're talking about Van der Ven and Romero in the team. Like, come on.
Well, they're not tomorrow, are they?
No, yeah, I know.
Who else is so wonderful in the side, Jamie? Who else is so wonderful?
I think Solanke's a good player.
It's 3 wins. Surely you can find 3 wins.
The top scorer this. Do you know who has our top? Do you know in the last year at home? Do you know how many Premiership games we've won and who they were against? We've won 2.
Yeah, Burnley and
Brentford.
Yeah, I know.
And Brentford. I'm going to say 2 things to you. Just want to say a couple of things. We're just not good enough. In a way, there's a bit of me. I hope we get relegated because they deserve it.
Dave.
But I'm going to say this to you.
Dave,
they
can't go down, mate.
Jamie, worst team in the Premier League, Spurs, without a shadow of a doubt. And I tell you now, Rory, by the way, is different class to Cundy. You'd have him all day long How you can't? You should have him on all the time. 'cause Cundy-
Let me tell you,
Cundy is useless.
if Rory was doing the sports bar, he'd have that mask on as well. Don't you worry about that. He would have that mask on.
I've got one question to ask you. You really honestly think that we're capable of winning 2 or 3 of those games?
Yes.
I don't think we are.
Yeah, no, Dave, not with Igor Tudor. Not with Igor Tudor.
Game for 6 months.
Surely, I'm looking at your fixtures now. I'm pinpointing it. You need say you need 2 wins and a draw. Tottenham are playing Brighton at home on the 18th of April. Surely, Brighton. Jamie and I have discussed Brighton. They're not going down.
Brighton always beat us. Always. And Brighton, you know what's going to happen? The pressure. They'll win that game, Brighton. Go on, who else?
Leeds United on the 9th of May. I think Leeds will already be safe.
Well, okay.
And we've got Nottingham Forest as well, by the way. Got Nottingham Forest in 2 weeks.
We'll create. But gentlemen, we don't create.
I know, but look, get this manager, Igor Tudor, right? After tomorrow, he's done. All right, I promise you, Dave. This geezer's gone. Once he's out the door,
what's going to do? He's still got the same players.
But you need a manager who's have a bit of belief, a bit of something.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie, but they're still not good enough. The players
they're not bad enough to go down. They're not.
Well, I don't know. I think Wolves are better than Spurs. Are you telling me? Look at West Ham. How many Spurs players get in West Ham?
I mean, West Ham are terrible as well, Dave. You only got Jared Bowen and Summerville, who've all of a sudden turned up. They're terrible as well.
Jamie, how many Spurs players get in West Ham side? How many do you think?
Well, not on these, on this performance.
So poor.
Them at the moment performing. Yeah, I agree. But listen, players are going to come back fit. You're going to get Romero and Van der Ven back.
Jamie, I'm going to tell you something else. When we go down, because I am convinced we will. Absolutely. What will happen is we ain't good. We won't be coming back. This could be a classic left. I mean, Leicester City.
It's not. That's not going to be the case, mate. Listen, they might go down.
So?
We might. Listen, yeah.
Can you see Spurs on a cold winter's night going to Wrexham? And
they ain't going to have a choice, are they?
They won't have a choice either because Wrexham will be in the Premier League.
Yeah, you ain't going to have a choice. And at the end of the day, you're going to have. You're going to have to deal with it, and they're going to have to figure it out if they do go down.
Jamie, I'm the same as you. I don't want it to happen, but you've also got to be. If you look at it as a complete neutral and a realist. I'm telling you now, Nottingham Forest and West Ham have got a bit about them to nick a few points. You look at the bookies. You know who's favourites to go down, don't you, out of the 3? Spurs. They're joint favourites with West Ham.
Do you know what, David, right, I've had a look. You mentioned, name some players. I'm going to name the players that I believe are good enough to keep you up. You know when you were talking before and you were talking about Bowen and Summerville? They found form, Bowen and Summerville. If Dominic Solanke, Kolo Muani, Pedro Porro... not having any of that?
Not good enough. They're not good enough.
They're good enough to stay in the league, though, Dave.
Solanke's a Premier League striker, isn't he?
How many goals has Solanke?
He's been injured, though. He's been injured.
Do you know who's our top scorer this season?
Romero?
Van der Ven.
Van der Ven, yeah.
Van der Ven, 7.
Yeah. Whatever you think of Dominic Solanke's limitations, though, he's not a championship player.
Jamie, can I ask you a question? In midfield, tell me how we create a goal. Where do we create anything, anywhere?
Well, Travis Simmons was meant to be the answer, and he's been absolutely terrible.
Everyone loves playing against Spurs. It's easy. They love it.
Yeah, but we've got to make it difficult. We've got to make it difficult. That's what I can't believe, though, Dave, that this manager hasn't made Spurs horrible to play against.
He's laughable. He's brought the negativity.
No, he's a fraud. He's a fraud. He's a massive fraud.
Even if, say, Harry or someone came in, put an arm around them, even the feel-good factor. Where's the feel-good factor?
There isn't any. But after this weekend, Dave, I promise you, I think we're going to get pumped tomorrow. I'm not even going to watch the game, Dave. I'll be honest. We're going to get pumped, and he's going to get sacked.
I'm telling you now, I'll say this. We will not win another game this season. Not win one. Not one of them.
I'll tell you what, after listening to this, I am buzzing for the sports bar Monday night.
Oh, Dave.
I am so buzzing. I can't tell you how excited I am for the sports bar Monday night. It's going to be a record-breaking show.
I might get food poisoning.
Great call, David.
I might go and eat some raw salmon. Just give me food poisoning now.
Just don't bother defrosting a chicken Kiev and hope for the best.
Oh, dear. Let's go to Jordan. He's a Man United fan. Right, Jordan?
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm right, Jordan. You okay?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Go on, what do you want to say?
Basically, I'm a United fan, but I go to a lot of Spurs games. My stepdad's a season ticket holder, and they get some spare tickets between all.
Yeah.
I go to home and away games, and I've got to say, I don't think it's the manager. I know everyone keeps saying it is, but when you haven't got fans back in the players in the stands, It's not the manager. It's the fans not being able to back him. If they're not going to back
You
him,
can't blame the fans, Jordan.
No, not blame the fans. But if the fans aren't backing the players,
The fans,
why do
the
players
fans
want
for the
to-
North London derby were most certainly backing the players, and the
Yeah,
players didn't turn up.
They're always going to back them in that sort of game. But week in, week out, every time they're seeing a bad result, they almost like they're there and they're not encouraging them to get on.
Jordan,
If they're not
Jordan,
gonna
you
encourage
can't
them, why the
expect
players don't wanna
fans who
play
are paying £150 to go and watch Spurs play, turn up at these stadiums and then put in these dire performances and expect them to keep backing the team. There's going to come a point where they've had enough.
I get that, but as a United fan, I always go to a lot of United games as well. But whenever we were in our bad states that we have been over the last few years, definitely. We haven't obviously been this bad, but I mean, last season was quite bad because we still finished 16th in the table. But
Weren't you lot protesting outside the grounds about the owners?
Yes, we were. But as in the game, we're protesting at the owners. But every time there's a game, we don't shy away from.
I disagree with that, mate. I've heard boos and that 24/7 at Old Trafford when you was having a stinker.
Yes, but we always back our players. We don't. You might hear boos, but I don't think the boos are against the players. And if the players aren't backing the players, if the fans aren't backing the players, why would the players want to play for the club? That's what I think Mickey van der Ven has been in the last 2 or 3 games because he's
Mickey
been
van
really
der Ven's
poor.
been a disgrace.
I don't know if I've
The last
ever
few games
disagreed
he's
with
been
a
awful.
Cooler more. This isn't I don't have any love for Tottenham at all. But we cannot blame the fans here. This is a player issue. The fans aren't even partially responsible here. This isn't about, well, if the fans aren't backing the players, maybe the players don't want to play for the club. They should be professional athletes who are employed to do a job for a proud institution like Tottenham Hotspur. This is 100% not the fans' fault.
I completely agree with that. Yes, the players should be playing. The amount of money they're getting. If that was me, I'd be playing my heart out for any club because the amount of money you're getting, you want to. The fans are paying ridiculous money.
I get what you say. I get what you're trying to say. You want the fans to back the players, especially in difficult moments. But when they're putting in performances that they're putting in, and the lackluster performances that they're getting from the players and the manager, the tactics and the dross that they're having to sit through, you can't expect them to sit there and carry on supporting the team. You're going to go, hold on a minute, this is a joke.
It is very difficult to do it, yes. But do you really think after 3 games at Tudors, or 3 or 4 games at Tudors, had enough time to get the players going how he wants to get them going? Is it not just a knock-on effect of every previous manager?
I think it's a lack of application that the Tottenham fans are seeing. I think it's a lack of application, and we've seen it at every club. Look, I'm a Chelsea fan, Jordan, and I've booed players, I've booed performances.
Have you booed?
100%. I'm a booer, yeah.
Are you? Are you a booer?
Absolutely.
That sums you up.
Booed Andre Villas-Boas almost from day one. And I'll be doing it to Liam Rosenior if he carries on like this. But no, I think it's fair enough. And also, I think anybody getting on their kind of moral high horse about other fans booing, every single set of supporters have done it. Fairly recently, Joshua Zirkzee was booed by Manchester United supporters. It happens. And I don't think any set of supporters should try and rise above it because that is part of football, in my opinion.
Yeah, you got part of it. Listen, great call. Keep them coming in. Loads to go at. We'll get over to the big results as well in the Premier League that are happening right now. Arsenal 0-0 with Everton. Chelsea, they're losing 1-0 against Newcastle. We'll have half-time chat on that next. 03 717 22 3344.
Morning, guys. Jermaine. Morning, Gab.
Jay,
morning,
good
boss.
morning.
Morning, boss. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. All good.
Why are you not here, Jermaine? I thought you would be with us today in the box, smelling amazing.
I might have to come down, actually. Looks like it's going to be fun. Nice day for it.
Yeah, great day.
Jump on the headache up there, you'll be fine, mate.
He's not a racing man, I don't think, is he?
Oh,
I'm not. The boss knows I'm not really, and he's getting involved in it, though.
Yeah.
Saying all the right
He's well
things.
behaved. Didn't come on a Tuesday when he was in on the Wednesday.
No.
he was definitely there on a Tuesday.
We're the lads here. All got the helicopter here, didn't they?
Did they?
Tottenham, yeah. Yeah.
Jermaine, it's good to have you on with this. Let's get your thoughts now on your former club. Shall we start with Spurs? It's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's been a hard watch all season. To be honest, I think especially the other night I watched the game and yeah, it was just I think the manager's come in and he's in, especially in that game, he's decided to start a young goalkeeper in Kingsley, and I think I was surprised when he took him off. To be honest, I think when you have a young goalkeeper and you make that decision in such a game of that magnitude to start him, I think you've got to stay with him. I think what a young goalkeeper can gain from that sort of experience, even though it weren't going well when he made the two big mistakes. But I think you've got to stay with him. And the fact that the manager decided to take him off and not really acknowledge him when he come off, I just think that human side, I think you've got to manage that situation in the right way. He doesn't look good. I think try and get through half time and allow the senior players to get around him and help him in the second half. But to drag him off after the two mistakes, it was hard for me to see that, to be honest.
Keep your calls coming in on the Game Day phone in 03 717 22 33 we can get half time at Stamford Bridge in Abrahams.
Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1 the moment and mattered on 18 minutes. Straight ball through the Chelsea defence. Played from the back to Joe Willock rather. He ran in on goal and laid the ball off to his left-hand side for Anthony Gordon to roll it into an empty net. And near the end of the half, Jacob Ramsey with a shot from just outside the D seemed to cause Robert Sanchez a few problems, but he did manage to keep the ball out. Chelsea had early chance, a Fana header over and a shot by Cole Palmer went wide, but Chelsea's problem, and probably why they were booed off at half-time, is they get into really good positions in and around the penalty area, and they just don't want to have a shot. They just want to lay the pass off left or right and playing the ball square, and that's really beginning to get on the nerves of the fans here. And at half-time, they're not happy. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1.
Okay, let's go to the Emirates as well. It's half-time there. Ollie Klink.
Arsenal 0, Everton 0 at the break. Frustration so far for the league leaders who are struggling to break Everton down. It's the Toffees who have actually come closest. Midway through the half, a wonderful curling effort from the edge of the box from Dwight McNeil, which cannoned off the post. He'd had a shot blocked from inside the area from Njai's cross just moments before too. Easily the two best chances of the half. Up the other end, Noni Madueke has tested Pickford with a drive from inside the box. Calafiori has blazed one over from inside the area too. Worth noting, by the way, Jurriën Timber went off holding his groin 10 minutes before half-time, so Christian Mosquera has come on for him. But Arsenal need to do more in the second half if they want to move 10 points clear at the top. Half-time at the Emirates, Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
Ollie, while I've got you, matey, just want to ask you about the fans. Are they getting a bit nervous? Because we've seen it at the Emirates, how it can change very quickly, and Everton, I thought, have done really well. If anything, deserve to be in front.
Yeah, you can feel that nervous energy, Jamie. I spoke before the game to Adrian Durham about the importance of Arsenal taking an early lead and just settling this place down. And actually, when Dwight McNeil hit the post, you kind of felt this place realise that Everton are going to come, they're going to play, they're going to bring an attacking threat. So I feel that Arsenal need to start that second half very brightly, get a goal, get in front, and that will hopefully, for them, settle down the nerves here. But you're right, Everton have been very much in this game so far, and actually are quite unlucky not to have scored and maybe be in front.
OK, Ollie, we'll get back to you for the second half. Rory, I've got to ask you, your team, Chelsea, got Ian Abrahams there, said he got booed off. This is not a good result, Liam Rosenior.
No. It's cumulative as well. You've got to think we got absolutely spanked in the week in Europe, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then you come home, you're playing a Newcastle side, not particularly good Newcastle side, a very beatable Newcastle team who have also had European exploits, so there's no excuse there. And we're losing at home to them. So you can understand why people are frustrated. You can understand why people are booing. This is the way that we can make our feelings heard. And I think that the booing, people always get quite emotional about it and kind of see it as being pathetic. I think it's a bigger message. It's a bigger message to the ownership of the club. It's a bigger message to the direction that we're moving in. And these results, because of our strategy, because of this awful ownership that we have, these results are symptomatic of their takeover.
Liam Rosenior, he come in, I thought he was doing okay. He was winning the games that he should win, but the games that, the Arsenal game, PSG, if he loses this one, these are the 50-50 games, right, where it can go either way, and he ain't won any of them.
Do you know, it's interesting you say that, Jamie, right? Because you've just said it there again. He's done well. People seem to say, Liam Rosenior's done all right since he came in. He's done quite well since he came in. I just don't see it that way at all. Okay, he won a few. No, I really don't. You've got to think we were 2-0 up at home to Leeds. So, yeah, look, I'm not holding the defeat to Paris Saint-Germain massively. Look, the way that it happened was poor management to allow. If you're 2-0, if the score's 2-2 with 15 minutes left, how you can lose 5-2 with the second leg to come at home is appalling. So I think he got that massively wrong. But let's put that to the side. And you can even park Arsenal. Arsenal are better than us. So let's park the 3 defeats to Arsenal. We were 2-0 up at home to Leeds United and the game finished 2-2. We were 1-0 up in the last minute to Burnley and the game finished 1-1. So I don't think Liam Rosenior has done particularly well. The only thing I can say is he might have done a little bit better than I thought he would do because I thought it was the most undeserving managerial appointment in Chelsea history. So he's done a little bit better than that, I guess.
What about Maresca? We would have kept him, or did he want it out?
I didn't particularly rate Maresca. I didn't particularly like Maresca, but he's obviously a better manager than Liam Rosenior, so it's a downward move. I think it's very simple with regard to management, and I think this can be applied to your club as well. Appoint the best that you can possibly appoint. You know, all of this sort of project managers and whatever. Don't tell me that Liam Rosenior might be brilliant in 10 years. Go and get somebody who's brilliant now. Go and pick an elite level manager now. Like when Chelsea were looking for a new manager after Graham Potter, I wanted Luis Enrique because obviously he's the best manager in the world.
Yeah.
Go and get the best that you can possibly get. It's a strategy that Roman Abramovich
But that's not the project now, though.
Not anymore, but it was under Roman Abramovich, and that's why we won everything there was to win. We went out and we got the best manager, and they don't always work, but the mentality behind it, the rationale behind it makes sense. Sometimes you go and you appoint a brilliant manager, or that should be a brilliant manager. For example, do you remember when we appointed Luis Felipe Scolari?
Yeah.
The rationale behind it was Luis Felipe Scolari won a World Cup, so of course it made sense to appoint him. He turned out to be quite an abject Premier League manager, so it didn't work out. But you can at least admire the intention. You went and you got the best that you could get.
Yeah.
You went and you got the best in class. The same is exactly what we did when we went and we got Andre Villas-Boas. Again, it didn't work out, but the motivation was correct. He won European silverware. What are we doing now? We're going to get managers out of Brighton. We're going to get managers out of Leicester in the Championship. We're going to get managers from Strasbourg. These aren't the best that we can get.
Good
These aren't
team, Strasbourg.
Don't you start all that.
Good
I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of progress under Tudor. I've seen signs, encouraging signs.
No, mate, you're right. But Chelsea's a different club now.
Yeah, we're not. I know, and you can see how average we are. Like, you look at the players. You look at that back line. It's so poor.
Yeah.
Like Tosin Adarabioyo's barely a Premier League player, and yet he's playing for the team that, at least very recently, were the European champions.
Yeah, well, club world champions as well. It is currently 0-0 between Everton. Newcastle winning 1-0. Let's get the latest odds in them 5:30 games. All thanks to Betfair.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this weekend. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18+, gamblerware.org.
Yeah, Arsenal to win is 13-8 on. The draw is 7-4. Everton to win is 7-1. And Chelsea, they're losing at home to Newcastle. Chelsea to win is 11-4. The draw is 2-1. And Newcastle to win is 11-10. That's all thanks to Betfair. 18+, gamblerware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this weekend. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18+, gamblerware.org.
Burnley missed yet another chance to win at home. 11 in a row without success at Turf Moor, drawing 0-0 against Bournemouth to stay 8 points adrift of safety. Manager Scott Parker was asked what he wants to give the fans before the season is over.
What I want to give, or what we all want to give, is 3 points and a win every single week. but the reality is you're up against another 11 men in the big world of Premier League football, and that challenge has at times been very big for us. But what I can see and what I will endeavour, anyone coming to watch this group today or watching this group over large parts of the season, granted a couple of performances have been a little bit short, is a commitment and a spirit which, to be honest with you, I don't think you really see. You know, when you look at a team like us at this present moment in time, and going through the bumps, the unjust at times, unlucky at times, and just the sheer lack at certain moments and the quality we've come up against, I don't think you see that. And for me, that's something that we need to harvest really and maintain, and that will give ourselves a fighting chance really.
Yeah, Scott Parker's speaking after the game there. He makes a good point. You know, normally a team who's cut adrift, like, you know, with 20 points from 30 games, normally the manager's been sacked and, you know, the club's in disarray. But actually, you know, he's still the manager. They're still putting in half-decent performance. They haven't just quite got the quality.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I think Scott Parker he's done really well. I think he's done a very good job. I think that Burnley...
I wouldn't say he's done a good job.
I think he has. I think he's done as well as he could possibly do. Like, Burnley were going down, weren't they? Like Jose Mourinho 05 takes...
Sunderland were going down and they haven't.
Yeah, no,
40
okay.
points.
No, that's a good point.
That's double the amount of points.
Yeah, no, that is a good
Burnley they were, you know, automatic.
The only difference I would say is that Sunderland were incredibly ambitious. Once they got promoted, they went out and they made huge signings. They went out and they signed Premier League proven. Like, they went and they signed Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka was gave up Champions League football to go and play for Sunderland.
Yeah.
Whereas Burnley didn't make that sort of manoeuvre. I think that Scott Parker was always going to take a side down, and it's just how they went down. I think this Burnley team are going to go down with their head held high, and I think they will immediately go into the Championship as one of the favourites to come up next year. And I'd like them to. I think Burnley are a proud old club, great ground, and I think the Premier League's a better place having Scott Parker in it. I like him and rate him.
Yeah, no, I think Scott Parker's... I think he's done all right. I wouldn't...
What more could he do, Jay? That would be my argument.
Keep him up.
Yeah, okay. But barring that, in terms of it within the realms of realism, I just don't think Burnley were ever surviving. I just don't think it was ever. If you look at their lineup, it was basically impossible to keep them in the Premier League. They're just not a Premier League outfit. And I know that some managers have managed to find a way, but when I think of that Burnley side, I feel like their sort of standout player is a player that wasn't good enough to play for West Ham 5 years ago in James Ward-Prowse. That's sort of the best they've got.
Yeah,
Kyle Walker again. Kyle Walker's an icon, but it's over.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what more he could possibly do.
Right. No, I hear you. You made a good point. All right, keep your calls coming in. You want to have your say on today's football, EFL action, Premier League. You want to talk about Spurs? 03 717 22 33 44.
Just so typical.
That's so nonsensical.
PSG 3, Chelsea 2, and goodness me, boys, you've shot yourselves in the foot.
What is that? What is that? I said it. We said it. You bring in a keeper because he's good with his feet,
But really and truly, is he that good of his feet? Watch this shambolic goal.
Reece James plays the ball back to Jorgensen, who tries to play out from the back, and he gets intercepted. It falls to a PSG player. And by the way, as well, when he gets worked to Vitinha, the goalkeeper's off his line. And that is some dinked finish, isn't it? But once again there, Kwaku, he's taking way too much time. And my goodness me, in a game of football where you're level at 2-2, possibly looking the better team, in a game of this magnitude, at this level, mistakes like that, Louis, are just completely unacceptable.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is why when people talk about keepers playing with the ball at their feet all the time and how it's a massive priority, yes, I appreciate the game is changing, but the priority for a goalkeeper is saving it.
There's also moments as well that I don't think they're clearly there. You had a PSG player coming from the left-hand side.
It's logical.
You could see ahead as well someone's being pressed. I'm with you. Playing out from the back is a part of football, but if you can see there's pressure on, there has to be a moment where you don't play out from the back and you just go long.
But this is the problem. There's this consistent need to always play out the back, always play out, always play out. Just this another problem with this Chelsea team, but also not just this Chelsea team. A lot of teams now, because there is so much pressure on playing out from the back, they make silly decisions like that all the time, and we give them the ball away again.
Win a VIP trip to the British Grand Prix on talkSPORT.
Right, listen up, F1 fans. We're down to the final week. We want you to send you and a mate to Silverstone on July 5th for a British Grand Prix experience like no other. Forget general admission. We're putting you right in the heart of it. Full racing green trackside experience. Experience the F1 the best possible way. You'll get an exclusive grandstand seats plus inner track access to watch the drivers roll into the paddock. And we've got the whole day sorted. All-day street food, fully open bar and more. Don't miss out. Here's how to enter for your chance to win. Text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 418 7260. Lines closed this Friday at 4 p.m. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now. Right. Chelsea's pre-match huddle has gone far. You'll be able to see it if you're watching on YouTube or the smart TV. If you haven't got that, we can tell you what happened. They've done a team talk, and the referee's in the middle of it. What is going on?
I feel like Tierney's just sort of ended up in the middle of it by accident. I think he was just talking to a Chelsea player when the huddle started organically. He can't want to be in there, can he?
It's unbelievable.
He can't want to be in there.
He's in the middle of it.
Do you know what it looks a bit like? Do you remember years ago? I remember Manchester United were lining up to play a game in Europe. It might have been in Rome. And a fan dressed in a full kit and sort of perched himself on the end of the photo. This is a little bit like that. It's like, why is there referee within? Like, it's sort of Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, they're all looking up and the ref's just stood in the middle of this huddle. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy. Well, it hasn't worked for them because they're 1-0 down. That kickoff has just started. But let's go to some calls before we get over to the big moments. Gareth's a Derby fan. All right, Gareth?
Yeah, hello. I am a Derby fan. And I've actually called to commiserate with the Tottenham fans. And I'm actually being very serious about this because I think most Tottenham fans will love it in the Championship and I think most of them are secretly hoping it happens.
What are you on about?
Well, the thing is, just look at it like this. They can come and play Derby County at Pride Park. They can play.
No one wants to play Derby County.
Yeah, mate, people say that about the Burnabout. They don't say about Pride
mate?
Park.
Why on earth do you want to go to Old Trafford and Highbury when you can go to Pride Park?
What are you on about, Gareth?
Listen. I remember watching Derby County beat Tottenham 8-2 at the baseball ground.
Yeah, and I remember when you got 11 points as well and you still hold that record.
Yeah. But seriously, all your Tottenham supporters are really looking forward to come. We're going to Kathmandu in Ripley tonight, and they'll be able to come and have a meal at Kathmandu, go to the Pride Park and have a lovely day.
Listen,
and it's going to be much better for them.
Gareth, I've played at Pride Park, mate. Lovely ground. Good, lovely pitch, right?
Lovely. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, lovely. But let me tell you,
fan.
mate, no Tottenham player and no Tottenham fan wants to go and be at Pride Park next season. All right?
Well,
let me tell you.
That's where they're going to be, and we'll make them welcome. And I'll be loving to come to this new ground.
Oh my God! Is this what it's come to?
Wait, maybe this is what you have to do.
We're getting welcomed by Derby.
I think Gareth's onto something here. Maybe Tottenham fans should start rationalising relegation like this. You know, you get to sample the beauty of Loftus Road.
What are you talking about? You go on like Spurs fans have never played against these clubs in the Championship. Most of these clubs in the Championship are the teams that have been in the Premier League and are garbage.
No, forget
and
the San Siro.
We've been to all these grounds.
Forget the Wanda Metropolitano. Forget the Bernabeu. Forget the Nou Camp. You're going to Loftus Road.
Oh, mate, we've been there.
You're going to Loftus Road.
I've been there. I've been to all these garbage grounds. I don't want to play there anymore. I want to be playing at Old Trafford. I want to be playing at Villa Park, Stamford Bridge, Anfield. I want to be playing at Pride Park.
It sounds like there's a nice restaurant near Pride Park as well that was mentioned.
Kathmandu?
Yeah.
Kathmandu?
Yeah, there we go. There's loads going on. Mate, every cloud has a silver lining.
No, there's no silver lining.
There is. Mate. So you have to go to Pride Park in the Championship, but you do get a nice meal.
There's nothing positive about Spurs going down, mate. Nothing.
I can think of a few positives. I can think of only positives. I can't think of one negative.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, you're a Chelsea fan. It's not helping. Right, let's get back to some of have a look at the games. Let's go to Stamford Bridge. Ian Abrahams.
It's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1, 4 minutes into the second half. The Paul Tierney involved in a pre-match huddle is certainly developing into probably the best story of the entire evening so far. The best I can offer you is that possibly he did it on purpose, just for a bit of wanted to be involved and see what Chelsea were doing, because he couldn't have been there by accident. But anyway, we'll find out hopefully by the end of the game. One second half thing to report is that there has been a change from Chelsea. Malo Gusto was taken off at half-time, and Delap is on in his place. There's been one save from Ramsdale so far. Chelsea have a corner as well on the far side in front of the Matthew Harding, which is headed away. It's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1.
Oh, big chance at the Emirates. Ollie Klink.
Yeah, Arsenal 0, Everton 0. It's Beto's just really close for Everton. It was a corner in swinging from the left-hand side from James Garner. It dropped for Dwight McNeil, who fluffed his shot towards goal. It dropped for Beto, who was at close range, and he's forced another brilliant stop from David Raya down low to his left-hand side from close range. He had his head in his hands, Beto, because he knows that Everton have already missed a few chances in this game. They've certainly come the closest, and once again, it's been them who have made the brighter start to this half. 4 minutes gone in it. Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
Everton look comfortable, Rory.
Everton look mustard.
They look comfy.
See, this is a great example of just a good manager. I find it so infuriating, Jay, how people don't acknowledge the true brilliance of a manager like David Moyes.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody who has been in the game. David Moyes has been in the game for probably, 50 years. He has been in football 50 years. And we're so snide about managers like him. And we're always so supportive of, these new, young, progressive managers. I honestly believe that some people would say that Russell Martin is a better manager than David Moyes.
Yeah.
People genuinely believe that because he has a philosophy and he plays a particular way. David Moyes is just a top-level manager.
Class, mate.
Top class.
They look comfortable. They look so comfortable.
Taking the game to Arsenal here.
Yeah, well, they've been a better team. From what I've seen and the chances they've created, Everton should be in front. I mean, I'm watching Arsenal here, mate. They look a bit flat.
Yeah, they do. Flat. They do. They look a little bit like they're in the headlights. Like a little bit stuck, a little bit under pressure. And that is something that has been levelled at them in the past, isn't it? You know, when it really matters, do they find the victory? This is a great opportunity.
They have to win this game.
They have to win this game. They certainly have to win it from this point. They're at home. They can go 10 points clear, which is symbolic. And if they do win it, I think it really shuts a lot of people up. You and I probably. Yeah. We'll have to sort of go, I tell you what, that's a game.
They've done this all season though, Rory. The amount of time they find a way. This is what Arsenal have done.
But I tell you what, if this ends up in any result that isn't an Everton victory, in any result that isn't an Arsenal victory, and then Man City get a result tonight, it's suddenly game on again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's game
Rather than going 10 points clear. 10 points clear with 8 to play. That feels symbolic. That feels like it really does close the door on any ambition from Man City. Yeah, Arsenal on the attack. Oh, well played, sir. Come on, you toffees, get up there.
Let's go to John. He's a Spurs fan. All right, John?
Well, of course I'm not all right, because I'm a Spurs fan.
Yeah, that's true.
You know that more than most.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share some delusional hope with you.
Go on.
Although the last Spurs caller was far more accurate. It's the last day of the season.
Yeah.
Imagine this: Arsenal need to win the league. We're in the bottom three with West Ham a point above us. 80th minute, Arsenal concede a goal. They're 2-0 up. Concede 2 goals from dodgy corners, from set pieces. They then lose by a diving penalty, Madueke style. Blow the title. We win. We stay up. We're relegating West Ham. It could still happen, and until it's impossible by mathematics, that is the only thing that is keeping me deluded enough to even follow.
I don't want to be leaving it to the last game of the season, mate. I really don't. The game before we got Chelsea, right, and we never beat Chelsea. We got Everton on the last day, and I guarantee you, David Moyes will rock up with a team who are probably still fighting to get European football. We do not want to be leaving it till the last day of the season. We need to get some points before then.
You won't. Well, the thing is, Rory, what I don't understand is Chelsea fans are laughing about Spurs going down. That's 6 points a season you're throwing away.
Yeah, that's the only negative.
Keep us in there.
That is the only negative.
It's 6 points.
But it would mean more to me than silverware. John, I'll be totally honest with you. I do agree that I'm sacrificing 6 points a season, but it would mean more to me. Tottenham being relegated, especially at Stamford Bridge, means more to me than Chelsea winning silverware this season.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. Look, if you buy players like Kel, Moani, Savvy, you know, like Johan Lange has destroyed the club with his signings. We spent hundreds of millions on players. Solanke's a good player, but he's been made of glass his whole career. It was never worth a £60 million investment. It's like buying a knackered old car that only runs occasionally. And he is a great player, and I feel sorry for the lad, and he tries, but he's just never going to give you 38 good games a season. And you just look at the signings, and now Tudor's come in, and he's got Moani and Tell and Xavi Simons. They're YouTube players. They look great in clips, but just not in reality. They don't do.
Xavi Simons has not lived up to the billing. He really hasn't. He's been poor. He's been so poor. I've been so disappointed with him.
But it's not the club not spending money, and this is what's frustrated me when people were so anti-Levy. He's spent money. He's trusted the sporting directors. He's trusted the managers. And, like, you look at where all that money's gone. You know, like, Everton are doing better than us. They've spent less money. Buying Thomas Frank, I called up after the PSG game. I was anti-Frank. I thought Ange should have stayed. If you look at how Ange started in his first season, it's only Carrick recently that's beat that record for a new manager. The injuries and stuff, I still think were the problem last season. The players loved him. The football was great when it was working. We needed to hire some better coaches to support him and back him with a larger squad. We had a smaller squad and we were playing in Europe. Loads of sensible reasons. See, we hire Frank. He's negative. We played cowardly football. We were always going to end up here. We need Robbie Keane, Kieran McKenna. I'd even take Scott Parker, anybody that's got Spurs at their heart that would drive it forward, that would make it. And I do have this thing against all clubs changing every single member of the backroom staff. Every time there's a manager change, I think it is not good for the club. I think you should be changing 2 or 3 of them, like the manager, the assistant manager.
Yeah.
But you need club men in and around the club more and more. Not the manager, I get that. But I do think, like, we've got great coaches that are like Jermaine Defoe. We've got coaches that are Spurs coaches that are out there that could be doing a great job running most of the sessions. The manager can tell them what to do. But you need, it's too mercenary, football against all clubs. And Rory will agree with this. With the Chelsea managers, they come in, they bring in their 26 new staff. None of them really care, apart from the payday. They all get sacked, they walk away with their money. You know, I think fans just want players that care. And like for years, as a Spurs fan, I've accepted players are going to come in to Spurs, and then until we're there, they're going to go and leave. And, you know, Berbatov was brilliant, left, got a payday. You know, like Sheringham, they come, Bale, Kane, Son, they've all gone on to, like, even Son's gone on to a bigger and better thing. I mean, I'd rather be in an AFC right now than bloody Spurs. But, like, it's one of those things you don't mind that because they understand they come, they're brilliant, they care about the club while they're there, do the best, and we win. You know, and on the side, but the club's been destroyed, and I think I don't think Levy made the decision to get rid of Ange because you would not let someone, if you're the owners of the club, you would not let someone make a decision that important a week before you remove him from his position and employ a gooner to run your club. And if anybody's surprised that with a gooner running the club, we're about to get relegated, and when you appoint Thomas Frank, who's won nothing, whose only qualification is his mates with Johan Lange, I'm baffled. But as I say, to solve all that, I'm just being delusional and hoping that Arsenal blow the total on the last day of the season and we stay up. And
we'll see, mate.
Going grey and drinking a lot till then.
John, we'll see. We got a big game. Thanks for your call. Let's take a quick look at the latest odds in the 5:30 game. All thanks to Betfair.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this weekend. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18 plus gamblerware.org.
Right, it's currently still 0-0 between Arsenal and Everton. Arsenal to win 6-4 on the draw, 13-8. Everton to win is 9-1. Chelsea, it is still 1-0 to Newcastle. Chelsea to win 7-2. The draw's 2-1. Newcastle to win is 11-10 on. That's all thanks to Betfair, 18 plus gamblerware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this weekend. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18 plus gamblerware.org.
Right, keep your calls coming in. We're going to get team news ahead of West Ham v Man City and speak to Alfie Reynolds in Paris ahead of tonight's Six Nations finale.
Just a quick word on some of the other stuff that's been doing the rounds this week. Eddie Hearn's been making more noises, discussing the prospect of AJ. We don't even know when he's going to come back and start fighting again, taking on Tyson Fury. I mean, is this just sort of like, I don't know, barroom talk, or is there real feeling behind it? Is there some substance behind the prospect of them meeting finally?
I think there's a real thirst for it from everybody involved in being able to make that fight. I think we will be a lot further down the line, obviously, if Anthony hadn't suffered the tragedy that he suffered at the back end of last year. And that's the main thing, really, for me. Him getting his head in the right space to compete, competing for the right reasons, getting himself to a place of peace. I know that he's never, ever going to get over what happened to him, but if he can get to a place of peace where he can get back in the ring, he can compete, and if he does want to do that again, then I think the obvious turn would be Tyson Fury. I think it would be really, really sad for this era of boxing and this era of boxing fan, and for both of these guys, because I think they'll look back in years gone after their career that they should have done it. I hope that they can get to a point where they do it, because I still think that it is the biggest fight for two British lads stepping in a British ring. Fingers crossed it happens on British soil, that we can get.
Right, final prediction before I let you go. Who sinks more pints of Guinness over the weekend? You in Dublin or Crookie this afternoon while he's watching the Gold Cup?
Oh, that's a killer, that. I think Crookie takes it all. I've been out with Crookie on a couple of occasions, mate, and he is a phenom, isn't he? He knows what he's doing when it comes to sinking pints.
Coming in on the Game Day phone in, I'm Jermaine Defoe and Rory Jennings alongside me. Let's get some updates from them 5:30 games. First off, Ollie Klink.
Into the last half an hour, Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Arsenal still pushing. Bukayo Saka's just forced a save from Jordan Pickford with a spin and shot inside the box. But there's frustration growing here from the Arsenal fans. They're aching for their side to somehow break the deadlock. They haven't been at their best today. It's been sideways. It's been ponderous. They're not moving the ball fast enough. Everton have been the better side. They're happily sitting in and waiting to pounce on the counter. It's worth mentioning this is an Everton side without Tarkowski and Jared Branthwaite at the back, both of them out of the squad, but they've been robust, they've been rigid, very difficult to break down, and a threat up the other end. Both Martinelli and Gyökeres have come on for Arsenal. Havertz and Madueke are off, and they need a big moment in this final half an hour. You can feel the title race tension here at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
Okay, let's get over to Stamford Bridge. There's a big moment. Ian Abrahams.
Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. Cole Palmer auditioning for Come Dive With Me. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. I mean, Voltemader's gone up to him. He's not even touched him, and Palmer's gone down. And what's more, he's rolled around holding his left ankle. He must have hurt his ankle falling over himself, because it certainly wasn't a penalty. Nor was Anthony Gordon at the other end. Equally as much of a dive when Fofana went to challenge him. If any players would stay on their feet, we might have half a chance of a decent football match breaking out here. Anthony Gordon's goal still separates the two sides, but as and when the two sets of players learn to stay on their feet, the game will improve for it. It's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1.
Okay, all right. Time now to discuss some of the main topics of the day. All thanks to Betfair.
Topic of the day on talkSPORT with Betfair. 18+gambleaware.org.
Yeah, when we're done at 7:30, it's over to London Stadium. Live and exclusive coverage of West Ham v Man City. Massive game affecting both ends of the table. Let's get the team news now with your match commentator, Joe Shannon.
Good evening, Jamie. Yes, West Ham could move out of the bottom three in the Premier League tonight. They've made 5 changes to the team that beat Brentford in the FA Cup on penalties here on Monday night, including a return for Mads Hermansson in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Diouf, Todibo and Tati Castellanos are the others to come back in. So the West Ham team in full with a change in shape tonight. They've gone to a back three. Hermansson in goal, Mavropanos, Disasi and Todibo the centre-halves. Wan-Bissaka and Diouf the wing-backs, Souček and Fernandes the two in the middle, Bowen, Pablo and Castellanos are the front three. For Manchester City, still chasing Arsenal, of course, in the title race. There are 3 changes to the side beaten at Real Madrid in that Champions League round of 16 first leg tie on Wednesday night. Mateus Nunes, Omar Marmoush and Ryan Ait-Nouri all come into the team. Diaz, Savinho and Doku are the 3 to drop out. Mateo Kovacic is back on the City bench after a long spell out injured. Donnarumma is the goalkeeper. It looks like Nunes, Kusanov, Gehi and Ait-Nouri in a back 4. Rodri, Silva and O'Reilly in midfield. Marmoush and Semenyo either side of Erling Haaland up front. We've got full live commentary on talkSPORT at 8 o'clock tonight, Jamie, from London Stadium. It's West Ham against Manchester City.
Yeah, you got Dean Ashton alongside you. Is Dean there, right, Dean?
Yeah, good evening, chaps.
Look, massive game this, obviously, for both ends of the table. Do you see, look, as a West Ham player, I'm looking at, for a Spurs fan, though, we need Man City to do the business. But West Ham have been in decent form here. Do you think they can nick something from this game?
Possibly. I think there's been a much more character within the team. I think Disasi coming in has given them an extra bit of pace at the back that they've needed, and they'll go with the back 3 tonight as well. So with Nuno, certainly with his Forest side, he could really show that he could shut even the best teams out when they're as organised and they're together as they have been in recent weeks. Somerville's a massive miss. I can't understand how he carried on in extra time with an injury and now he's missing from this game, and you just wonder how long that might be, because he's been the key for them in terms of getting some results, and you need someone like that, certainly on a night like tonight. But I think it's going to need a big performance, and you're right, it's a big chance for them. If they get anything, just a point here, puts massive pressure for tomorrow for Nottingham Forest and obviously your mob.
Dean, earlier in the week, Pep Guardiola said that this is a must-win game for Manchester City, and if they don't win it, the title is over. That sort of pressure being put on his side, do you think is the kind of pressure that will inspire his players? Do you expect to see a reaction from the Man City players, or do you feel like that sort of pressure could actually be a bit of a hindrance to his team?
No, I think he's said that before. I think it's sort of trying to, they understand the pressure they're under. They understand that they have to keep winning, and I think that then puts pressure on Arsenal as well. Obviously, if they get to see the result, it'll be massive for them, knowing they can close the gap. I think West Ham will have hated watching midweek because they know they're going to get a backlash. Haaland's playing again, got a great record against West Ham. West Ham supporters just do not look at the head-to-head against Man City in recent seasons, because it's not good viewing. So it's going to be, you would expect, a comfortable Manchester City win.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive game for both teams. We'll get back to you for 7:30. Thanks, lads. On to the rugby now. Earlier today, finished Ireland 43, Scotland 21. So it all comes down to France v England for the Six Nations Championship. Let's cross to Paris now for a preview with our rugby commentator and reporter, Alfie Reynolds.
Yeah, evening, Jamie. Thank you very much. Welcome into the Stade de France in the northern suburbs of Paris, where France, as you say, can wrap up the Six Nations title with a victory here. Ireland are currently top. They beat Scotland earlier on this afternoon. They also picked up the Triple Crown by winning in Dublin as well. But a win for the French, who are the heavy favourites against England here, will wrap up a consecutive title. They won it last year, and they may be on course to win it once again. For England, all hopes of being in the title mix ended weeks ago. They've had a really disappointing campaign. If they do lose here, it will be their first Six Nations with only one win. And also, as unlikely as it is, if they were to lose by a really heavy margin, there's the possibility they could finish bottom after Wales beat Italy earlier on today as well. It would need to be an 86-point swing, but France on their day can be absolutely lethal. In terms of the team news, no changes from what was announced in the week for England. Ollie Chesham is the man that comes into the back row as England look to finish on a positive. A Six Nations campaign which started with hopes of the title has died following consecutive defeats to Italy, Ireland and Scotland. What do we have in store here to finish it off on Super Saturday in Paris? It's France against England.
Okay, that was a look at some of the main topics of the day, all thanks to Betfair 18+. We're going with the org.
Topic of the day on talkSPORT with Betfair. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Right, keep your calls coming in on the Game Day phone in 03 717 22 3344.
In the past 10 years, on only one occasion has a side been on fewer points than Arsenal at this stage of the season. Leicester City, 63 points at this stage. Arsenal leading the Premier League on 67. Liverpool were also on 67 in 23-24, and they went on and finished third that year. I mean, does the fact that they have got that 7-point gap right now over Manchester City give them a little bit more insulation? Because Leicester didn't have that, did they?
No, they didn't. It was. I mean, you can't compare those. You can't compare the seasons. That was just
crazy.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
I still can't even believe that it happened now. Really,
I find it's fascinating how much stick Arsenal are getting for the style and the set plays and trying to compare previous winners.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it does.
It doesn't
obviously
matter
does.
to them.
It obviously does. Yeah, it doesn't to them, but it obviously does to so many people.
But that's just because people don't want Arsenal to win it. That's got nothing to do with the fact that they really care about the style.
Are we really looking across the other teams and going, wow, what a team?
No, there's not.
Oh, they're so good to watch.
And going, I would prefer them to be champions.
I would say the league as a whole this season has been
average.
Yes. Yeah, and you can see it's evolving. The stats will tell you it's evolving, especially in an athletic way for these teams. It's much more competitive than it's ever been before. it's not about how you do it, it's about whether you do it.
You're listening to the Game Day phone-in on talkSPORT. Me, Jermaine and Rory, Jennings, 03 717 22 3344. Number to call if you want to have your say on any of today's football. Live and exclusive coverage. West Ham versus Man City follows us from 7:30. Then it's over to Dublin for live boxing as Jazza Dickens and Anthony Kakache face off for the WBA World Super Featherweight title. Undercard already underway on talkSPORT 2. And as well as this show, we've got Russian Saudi League action on the YouTube channel right now. Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr face Al Khalij. Now, though, we're continuing to take your calls. Busy day in the Premier League and the EFL.
Here's the corner from the far side. Free kick goes up. Oh, what a header! What a brilliant header that is! In the back of the net from Adam Rendell. It's Middlesbrough 1, Bristol City 1.
Full-time here at the CBS Arena, whereas Coventry 1, Southampton 2.
Sunderland 0, Brighton 1. Well, for the record, Yankuba Minte, ex-Newcastle, he actually has got the ball into the back of the net.
They've turned it around. It's Millwall 1, Blackburn 2, and it's 2 goals in the space of a couple of minutes for the centre-forward Matthias Jorgensen.
Jack Clark with the opportunity to seal a victory here, and he puts it impeccably into the top corner, makes it Sheffield Wednesday 0, Ipswich Town 2.
West Brom 2, Hull 0. It's the first goal in 18 games for Honor Hegebo.
It's finished Burnley 0, Bournemouth 0. Ultimately, both sides will be disappointed because they had the chances to win this, but neither were clinical enough in the final third to get the goal that the game probably in the end didn't deserve.
That's how today's action has sounded on the world's biggest sports radio station. Let's get back to the football at the Emirates. Ollie Klink.
Arsenal 0, Everton 0, 16 minutes to go. A chance just now for Everton. A free kick on the left corner of the penalty area. Wicked delivery from James Garner. Michael Keane threw himself at the ball, but he couldn't get contact. It came for Tierno Barry, but he glanced it well wide as Gabriel tries a shot from range, but that will dribble behind for a goal kick. The Arsenal fans urging their side on. Eberechi Eze had a curling looping effort which landed just past the right-hand post. Everton holding firm though, and as much as Arsenal have dominated possession, you just sense that Everton very much still in this. Arsenal have brought on Max Dowman, the youngster, to try and find a moment, because these are the moments to prove why you should win the league. Arsenal have got to dig deep here in the final 15 minutes to find one. Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And just before I go to Ian Abrahams, they brought on Max Dowman.
What do you reckon?
Well, listen, he's a very talented player, but I asked you, because you've got the team sheet in front of you.
Yeah.
The players he's left on the bench.
So he's prioritised. He has prioritised Dowman over. Well, I mean, he's brought him on, having already brought on Martinelli, Gyökeres. It feels like a slight panic.
Yeah.
Desperate roll of the dice, doesn't it?
Well,
like it's either inspired management. I don't really know how I feel about it.
Well,
it's either inspired management, brave management to throw the kid in, or it's just a Hail Mary.
Yeah, well, maybe a Hail Mary, because they are struggling at the minute. Let's see what he can do. He can produce a bit of magic, that's for sure. We'll get back to Ollie Klink, but let's go to Stamford Bridge. Ian Abrahams.
No Hail Marys here from Chelsea. Still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1, well inside the last 20 minutes, although Newcastle breaking the game up by making substitutions. First of all, Willett came off after going down, getting treatment, getting back up again and going off. Then Livramento was meant to come off, but now he's staying back on again, and somebody else is going to come off instead. It's going to be, I think, Jacob Ramsey, and certainly it's getting on the nose of, or under the nose, I should say, of Liam Racine. He's got his arms out, he's having a word with the referee, who's not Paul Tierney, who's not really taking much truck with this. Chelsea are not really getting much into the game. Their only chance in the last 10 minutes, a shot by Liam Delap, lashed over from 6, 7, 8 yards out, and at the other end, good save by Sanchez, diving to his left-hand side to keep a Gordon effort out. Gordon's goal in the first half still separates these two. It's Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1.
Rory, what's happened to your team, mate?
It's a long story, Jamie. It starts with Blueco, Todd Bowley, Bedir Egbali buying the club, totally changing the strategy. A man who'd never worked in football before, never worked in European sport before, making himself sporting director of the club. That was what Todd Bowley did when he came in. And ultimately, this Blueco consortium have driven the club into the ground. You've got to remember, they took over a club that were European champions. We've won nothing since. Chelsea under Roman Abramovich
won a Club World Cup.
Proper trophy. The Club World Cup is a great cherry on the cake. It's a great trophy if you're marrying it up with proper silverware. If you win the league and then you win the Club World Cup, great. If you win the Champions League and you win the Club World Cup in the same year, great. But the Club World Cup on its own isn't really a thing. It'd be like going, well, we won the Charity Shield that year. It's not really the trophy.
You won the Europa Conference.
Oh my God!
Good.
Do you know what? Anyone that takes any glory out of that, look, and I don't mean to be snide here. I don't mean to be snide. If you're a West Ham fan who had that night in Prague, I kind of get it. But we're European royalty. We are London's only European representative of the top table. We can't celebrate that in that way. Like, you know, I'm not even joking. I'm very privileged. I work in football, right? I get to talk about football for a living. It's amazing. I've been a football fan all my life. On our way to winning that trophy, we played a team I'd never heard of. All my life. Like, I remember when I was a kid in 1994, Chelsea played a team called Victoria Zizkov. David Rocastle scored for us against them. We played Austria Memphis. John Spencer ran the length of the pitch in Vienna. We played all these teams that were sort of lower sides, right? Yeah. Tromso in the snow. Gianluca Vialli scoring off his backside. Somehow in that competition, we played a team that I'd literally never heard of. We played a team called Noah. You ever heard of a team called Noah? Be totally honest, Jamie O'Hara.
They're a good team.
Good team, man.
Good
Capable team. Yeah, encouraging.
Yeah, they're a good side, they are. 4-4-2. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Strong wingers.
I'd literally never heard of the team, so I can't put that much emphasis on winning a trophy where I haven't heard of a team that compete in it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Right, bit of incident that happened between Norwich and Preston in the Championship. Norwich won 2-0. Flare up in the technical area. Preston's Jordan Thompson was substituted. He ignored manager Paul Heckingbottom, then kicked a water bottle, which hit a Norwich fan on the head. Heckingbottom was asked by talkSPORT afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Me and John had been in to see the refs because he went over and apologised to, I think, a lady. It did cause a bit. I think a couple of our staff got slapped on the back of the head afterwards. Probably got the wrong person there. But yeah, we've been in and seen the referees. He said total accident was come off in frustration, kicked the bottle. But the refs have not seen it, so it'll just be on the report. I mean, we know that. I've been booked before for kicking a bottle, and yeah, because that's the thing that can happen.
Yeah, it can happen, but you don't kick it towards a fan, do you? You kick it in, you know, if you've kicked a water bottle before, you kick it in the dugout or whatever, you know, or you throw it on the floor.
I imagine
it's just kick it towards a fan.
It's just completely losing yourself for a moment, isn't it?
It's just head loss.
It's just head loss.
I mean, we've been there, of course, but
I don't think it shouldn't happen. But equally, football is a game of emotion. It's a game. It's a game where people can lose themselves. I don't think that we should hold people to account too desperately there. I don't think we should be too harsh on people. He's lost it. He's apologised. The world keeps turning.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go to Adam. He's a Leicester fan. All right, Ad.
How are we doing, guys? All right.
I'm all right, Ad. What's going on with your club? You're having a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, and we travel 2 hours there and back, like 2 hours there, 2 hours back every week to watch it. And I don't know why we keep doing it. Like it's getting to a stage now where it's just so unenjoyable. But the reason for the call was I heard you earlier on say that Spurs got players that are too good to go down, and we had it with Maddison, Barnes, Vardy, Tielemans, and we're having it again this season with the team that we've got. We're going to get relegated if we keep going the way we are. And I live in Stevenage.
Yeah.
So I'm surrounded by Spurs fans.
Yeah.
And we have the same conversations all the time. And I keep saying, you're doing a Leicester. You're doing a Leicester. You're going through all of them different feelings. You know, oh, it's not going to happen. We're not going to go down. And then you have a result that don't go for you. And then you go, actually, maybe we could go down. And then you go, and the players are good enough. This should be happening. And it's just exactly the same as what's happening to Spurs. It happened to us, and it's still happening to us.
Yeah, but I listen, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. But you still got to have a bit of hope, right? We've still got, Spurs have got 9 games left. These players have got to find some performances. They've got to find some results, and they've got to find some performances. Do I think they're good enough, these players? No, absolutely not. But they've got to find... I think they're good enough to stay in the league. So do I. They're good enough to stay in the league.
Yeah, we said that.
No.
We said that. We were good enough
but Ad, here's a question. Ad, when you went down from the Premier League, right, and obviously it was a bit of a shock, but Leicester are in a bad state of affairs. What was the culture like? What was the mentality like from the players? Like the players, you talk about Vardy, you talk about Barnes, Maddison, right? They obviously didn't play at the level that they're capable of. And that's what I'm seeing at Tottenham. Why do you think that was at Leicester?
I think it's the same as what's happening this season. We've got the mental breaking of a kick tap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Is that all it is? Is that what it is? Just mentally?
100%. And today, and it's not just goals anymore that make us fall apart. Today, we were brilliant for 25 minutes, and there was a break in play because a QPR player went down injured, and we fell apart then. We're finding new ways to fall apart.
I hear you.
It just keeps on happening week in, week out. And Matt Piper, who does the local radio, says the same thing each week. That Leicester team can't be trusted. And again, I talk to my Spurs mates, and they say, yeah, it's the same as Spurs. They can't be trusted. You don't know what team. Well, you know,
it is actually ridiculous, right, that you're 23rd in the table on 38 points. I know you've had points deduction, but if Leicester City go down to League One, I think that's one of the biggest shocks ever. It's actually ridiculous.
And do you know what? QPR had one of the best chants I've heard all season, and it was, we're going Tottenham, you're going Crew next season. It was
Championship fans are singing
brilliant.
about Tottenham next season. Ready?
I know. It's bad. And do you know what? I'd love to play you guys next season, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen either way. We've been...
we're going to be a cup... Spurs are going to be a cup final.
Yeah.
Spurs are going to be a cup final.
Lincoln fans were singing that they were going to Tottenham already. They're loving it.
And do you know what? When we went down to League One, that was what we found hard. All of the League One teams we were playing, it was a cup final. And even though we won the league, there were so many 1-0s and kind of, you know, teams gave it a little bit more when they came to the King Power back when we was in League One last time. But it's going to be the same again.
Adam, do you think Tottenham go?
I think they do. I think it'll be between Spurs and Forest, and the amount of jip that I got from Spurs fans when Leicester won the league, saying that we were lucky, and my hatred for Forest, I couldn't care which one.
All right. Listen, Ad, thanks for your call. Brilliant call. I'm going to get back to the Emirates. Ollie Klink.
5 minutes ago, Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Chance just now for Arsenal, but another big save from Jordan Pickford. Eberechi Eze with a fizzing strike from 25 yards out, which Pickford had to palm away. Max Dowman, the 16-year-old, has curled an effort high over the bar from inside the box too, but Arsenal looks sloppy going forward despite the pressure. Everton are holding strong. They're taking their time after each stoppage in play. Arsenal fans with frustrated faces, folded arms. They can see another chance to move further away from Manchester City, slipping through their fingers, and City will have the chance, remember, to close that gap to 5 points against West Ham, live on talkSPORT, if it stays like this. So much tension inside the Emirates. 5 minutes to go. It's still Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
Okay, we'll keep you up to date with that one. Plus, Chelsea, they're still losing at home to Newcastle. We'll get to the Moose just after the break. Keep your calls coming in. 03 717 22 3344.
isn't it strange that we get 6 sides that every single English side went through? Newcastle were the only side that had to qualify via the playoff system.
Yeah.
But not one English side in the Premier League. And we like to think that we are. And I think there is a bit of arrogance. I do subscribe to that point of view. But is there something in the fact that maybe the Premier League is so demanding? So, for example, right, PSG this weekend have had their game cancelled to play Chelsea so that they have the rest between that they played last night and the next time they're going to play is against Chelsea on Tuesday. Look, I don't see us turning it around at all, but we play Newcastle on Saturday. The league is demanding, or is that me just kind of making excuses for the Premier League?
No. Do you know what? Also, you got to look at this. So I understand what you're saying. You're not making excuses for the Premier League, but the Premier League might need to start working with the football clubs.
How's that
in the
gonna
Champions
work?
League. Well, Liga 1 done it. They moved games, cancelled the game to fit it into the PSG schedule to make it easier on the players.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
They want to retain the Champions League.
Yes.
It's a prestige trophy.
Of course.
So if your league has got that, so a team from your league has got the Champions League, it just makes you more prestige.
Here's the issue that's going to happen. Here's the problem, is that there have been examples of managers complaining, and I think some unfairly at times, about playing on a Wednesday and then playing on a Saturday 12:30 kickoff. Klopp famously done it at a fallout with one of the reporters. But you cannot show favouritism in England.
There's been a goal at the Emirates. Ollie Kling.
It's Arsenal 1, Everton 0. Victor Gyökeres has produced a huge moment for the Gunners. It was a cross-in from the right-hand side from Nat Dowman. It was met by Hincapié. It was bundled to Gyökeres, who was 5 yards out. He couldn't miss. He smashed it into an empty net. The Everton resistance has finally been broken. An explosion of relief, an explosion of joy at the Emirates. How big could that goal be in the title race? What a moment for Victor Gyökeres. Mikel Arteta going crazy on the touchline, because Arsenal, as it stands, are moving 10 points clear. Arsenal 1, Everton 0.
Oh, unbelievable. What is Jordan Pickford doing?
Oh, my God.
What is he doing? He's in no man's land.
Taking a wind out of my sails. I was feeling so upbeat.
This is a killer.
This is a killer. That's horrible. I'm so depressed. I'm so depressed. I don't know what to do. I know I have to be professional now and like somehow debate the merits of this and talk about the Man City game. But this has just ruined everything. It's ruined my day. Chelsea are losing. Arsenal winning. Arsenal on course for the league. Chelsea aren't going to qualify for the Champions League. This is just horrific. Everything about this moment is horrific. I'm watching 2 television screens. On one screen, I'm watching the Ashburton Army all serenade one another whilst dressed in some weird uniform. On the other, I'm watching Chelsea lose to a fairly abject Newcastle United team. This is about as grim can be. And on the cherry on the cake, I'm doing it all with a Tottenham fan for company. I don't know. If I get to the pearly gates and I speak to whoever it is, St. Gabriel or St. Peter or whatever, and I go, look, they go, look, you're not coming in here. You haven't been good enough. You're not coming to heaven. Get to the other place. This is it. I'm here. This is it. I've got a Tottenham fan for company watching Arsenal win the league and Chelsea lose at home to Newcastle.
Well, let's get to Stamford Bridge and see what's happening there in Abrahams.
We're 2.5 minutes into 8 of added time here. It's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. Reece James has just fired a free kick from almost another district, just wide of Aaron Ramsdale's goal. He's been booked for time wasting. Newcastle have been game managing it for the last 25 minutes or so. In fact, it might even have clipped the post, actually, seeing a replay of Reece James's free kick. It really was some special free kick, that not quite special enough though for Rory Jennings. As you rightly say, Rory, your team will stay 5th, but it's not in your hands anymore whether you qualify for Europe, and on the display I've seen tonight, it might be a bit of a stretch for Champions League next season. You might have to concentrate on this midweek against Paris Saint-Germain on talkSPORT, where you're 5-2 down. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1.
Cheers, Moose. Appreciate that. Kick a man while he's down, why don't you?
Right, let's look ahead to tomorrow's Premier League action with Sky Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on talkSPORT with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now. Like Liverpool versus Spurs live tomorrow. Search Now Sports. 18+. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Right, massive games on tomorrow. Crystal Palace v Leeds, Man United v Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest v Fulham, and Liverpool v Spurs. Look, I'm going to start with the Spurs game, obviously, against Liverpool. It is a massive game. Both teams, really, Liverpool, in terms of where they should be, have underperformed, and Spurs have just been abysmal. But Spurs can get something from this game.
They can't. Okay. They can't. We can talk it up. We can explore the world in which it could happen. Maybe we debate the frailties of Liverpool's back line. But ultimately, Liverpool are going to be, even if Liverpool are on a massive off day, this Tottenham team are one of the worst sides I've ever seen. The management seems totally off. There seems to be no fighters within the camp. And I don't see a world where anything other than an absolute battering for Tottenham happens. I'm not just saying this. I'm enjoying saying it to you, but I'm not saying it to you for effect.
I think Liverpool. I tend to agree with what you're saying. Right? I don't think Spurs have got the capability right now in the team to go and get something from this game. I don't, and with the manager. But in terms of Liverpool's performances this season, they've been abject. They haven't been good enough.
That's true.
They haven't been good enough.
But
they are. It's not like you're playing a Liverpool team that's flying.
I don't think this Tottenham team beat the Liverpool under-15s, though. I'm being really serious. I don't think this Tottenham team have a win in them. I think you can talk about how frail this Liverpool team have been, or how Arne Slot hasn't got it going well, or whatever has gone on at that club. And a lot of what you would say would be true. But there is nothing that we have seen in this Tottenham team to suggest that they can do anything to Liverpool. What's Liverpool's weakness? And I guarantee you, however weak it is, it's still stronger than Tottenham's strength.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, let's talk about Nottingham Forest v Fulham. Look, massive game for them. They need a win.
Yes, Nottingham Forest. It's a difficult one. This Fulham are a good side.
Yeah,
I think they're a good side with a good manager.
I don't know what Fulham are going to turn up.
No,
with
this is it.
Not sure.
This is it. And you see, they still have the carrot of potentially making it into Europe. So there is something massively at stake here for Fulham. But you're right. You never really know who's going to turn up, what version of Fulham. And Forest, I just think Forest have enough about them to force a victory. They'll just force a victory here. And if they do that, it's massively going to put the pressure on Tottenham.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that both games are bad news for Tottenham, really.
Yeah, I know. They're both bad news, that's for sure. Right, that was a look ahead to tomorrow's Premier League action. Don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Liverpool v Spurs tomorrow. Search Now Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on talkSPORT with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now. Like Liverpool versus Spurs live tomorrow. Search Now Sports. 18+. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Right, let's get back to the Emirates. Ollie Klink.
We've got 30 seconds to go here. Arsenal 1, Everton 0. Everton have won a corner in the final moments of this game. The Emirates holds its breath. Last-minute goal from Victor Gyökeres has them in front at the moment, has them moving. 10 points clear as it stands, with Manchester City to play at West Ham later tonight. One more moment for Arsenal to hold on. James Garner with the corner. He swings it in right-footed. It's headed away. Jordan Pickford, who's forward, tries to go towards the ball. And then Arsenal come forward with Max Dowman, and they're away, and they're going to wrap up all 3 points. Max Dowman, the youngster, taps the ball home. Cue Bedlam at the Emirates. The substitutes stream onto the pitch. The Emirates erupts in joy.
late on here. Arsenal have picked up a huge 3 points in this title race and piled the pressure back on to Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. The Gunners, as it stands, moving 10 points clear at the top of the table. They haven't been at their best today, but these are the kind of moments we've seen so often from past champions, and Arsenal have delivered. Dowman with the goal. What a moment for the 16-year-old. And as we tick into the 98th minute, it's Arsenal 2, Everton 0.
I mean, fair play to Max Dowman, by the way.
I mean, he used his body there to create the space so well, didn't he?
He's done very
well. The way he evaded the challenge was amazing.
Unbelievable.
But that was a horrible thing to witness.
Right, let's get to Stamford Bridge. Ian Abrahams.
And it's finished here. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. The goal by Anthony Gordon settled it when Newcastle broke away. Chelsea looked for an offside flag against Willock. He wasn't. He laid it to Gordon, and Gordon just touched it into an empty net. A bizarre afternoon that started with the referee in the middle of the Chelsea huddle, and Chelsea only really tried to fire late on when a James free kick from miles out just clipped the outside of the post, and João Pedro had a header on top of the crossbar. I have to say, overall, Chelsea just weren't good enough today. Newcastle did what they had to do and leave Stamford Bridge, which they've rarely done in the last 10-15 years, with 3 points. For Chelsea fans, this has not been one of their better weeks. For Newcastle, who knows, going into the game with Barcelona live on talkSPORT, coming up live on talkSPORT on Tuesday. Finished here.